Hi everybody, I wanted to do a video about how to get better at Team Deathmatch in Call of Duty multiplayer, because I'm very aware, especially if you haven't played Call of Duty for a year, a bit like myself, if you skipped because Infinite Warfare wasn't your cup of tea and you've been playing something like Battlefield or Rainbow Six Siege, it can be a bit of a steep learning curve. So let's start off first by looking at our class. Now I would always say go for the STG-44 in the infantry division. This is quite a handy assault rifle. It's not the best at distance, it's not the best close-up hell, it's not even the best at medium range, but it's fairly accurate, it's easy to kind of control, and it's good in lots of situations. And as I say, I would run with infantry, and because once you've leveled it up you get extra attachment slots, and I would run with the primed basic training, which means that you bobble around less when you're getting shot, and you also get another attachment slot. Until you can unlock primed, maybe go with something like hustle. And then as your attachments on the STG-44, I would go with the quick draw grip, I would go with a reflex sight, full metal jacket so you can shoot enemies through cover, and then probably extended mags, which means that you have 45 bullets at your disposal when you're in situations, which means you don't have to reload. Now, the role you should be playing when you're starting off, or in lots of situations, is probably the anchor role. So what I've done here is I've spawned into a game. There's nobody else here. We're just on Gibraltar, so I can give you an idea of what the gameplay, what you should be doing in the gameplay. And what your role is as the anchor is to make sure that your team has map control and stability. And what that means is that you want to control the spawn. So you can see me, the little white triangle on the left hand side. If I kind of hang around this area and push forward a little bit towards the centre of the map, but make sure the enemies can't get into this particular area, it means that as my teammates are dying, they'll always be spawning there. So they'll always come out of spawn facing the enemy. One of the worst things that can happen in Call of Duty Team Deathmatch is when the enemies get into your spawn, because then they can wreak havoc shooting everybody, but then the spawns will often flip to another side, the opposite side of the map, or even somewhere in between, which means things get very confusing. Because what you always want is you want the enemies coming to you. Now on Gibraltar, like most of the maps actually, there's three main avenues that the enemies will be coming down. They'll be coming down there, they'll be coming through the centre, and they'll be coming up the stairs that way. So you want to be making sure that this is yours. So good places to kind of hang around are kind of here, and you're going to watch them coming through there and up those stairs, and you're going to watch them coming that way and that way. But remember, you can't challenge submachine guns up close or sniper rifles at distance with this gun. So feel free to fall back whenever you need to this kind of position and get ready. And what you should always be doing is looking at your mini-map in the top left hand corner of the screen and seeing where your allies are running to. So if all your allies are running down the middle and none of them are running there, you would then run round to the right hand side. In this case, cover that there. Maybe move forward a little bit and cover that window there where the enemy's coming from. Or maybe your teammates are running through the middle and running through the right hand flank. So then what you want to do is maybe run through here and then cover this approach here, or you could always run up the stairs, cover this position here, and then you're covering people there and you're covering people coming down there. But what you're not going to be doing is you're not going to be pushing aggressively up this far unless your teammates are as well, because that could force a spawn flip. Now, whenever you're getting into sticky situations and you're coming under fire and you get wounded, again, fall back to this sort of position. So again, we're making sure that we're anchoring this end of the map. Now, as you're moving around the map, what you want to be doing is you always want to be looking for cover, because there's loads of cover in Call of Duty. So, for example, as we're moving up here, we've got this nice cover here, we've got this cover here, we've got this cover here. And then if we are out in the open, get down, go prone, and then move, and then we can come to this cover here. Again, we can go to this cover here. When you're moving through open areas, stick to the walls. And a good trick is you can use right hand advantage, which is where you always keep the cover on your left and you use the right. When you've got to go round corners and you're not sure whether anybody's going to be there, use a technique called peek and go. And what this means is, when you come, say we want to move around here and we don't know whether there's enemies there or there, what you would do is, all you do is you just peek like that. And unless they're using a sniper rifle, they won't be able to kill you. Because you'll pop out, they'll see you, they'll fire it with their SMG, you might get wounded, and that gives you a chance to go back. If, however, there is nobody there, when you come out again, so you look, come down, aim down sights just in case anybody appears, but then you can move off safely. So it's peek, go. Into this room, peek, go. Now, if you're having to, let's just show you one more example of something as well. Say we were over here, in this position here. Where we don't want to be is kind of here, even if we're crouched down. You always want to be with the next to the corner, so that you're minimising where you can see. So here, again, we'd just be tucking ourselves right in to cover there, there. And remember, with Full Metal Jacket, we can shoot through that wall. So that's good. So you're always tucking yourself right in. And once you get 1 or 2 kills in a particular situation, say we were here, you want to move, because they'll know you're there, they'll come and get you. And that, my friends, is the anchor position. Keep map control, keep the spawn solid, and you'll be amazed, you won't be the highest on the leaderboard, but I guarantee your kill death ratio will go up, and you'll more than likely enable your team to be able to win, because they'll always know where the enemies are. Okay, so I hope that's helpful, and put your questions and comments down below, and I'll see you again soon.